You want to go to a Kyper's Clipper here on the goaltending plan going into this weekend?
Absolutely. And it was our own Luke Fox that asked the question, and one that we've been talking about on the show to start the year. So it's a good one to start with.
This is clip 2 on the goaltending plan.
Not necessarily, no. Other than to say I'd expect it to be pretty similar to last year, which, as we know, was broken up a lot with injuries to both our goalies. But, the schedule being what it is, you have to use both guys, and we will. But we'll look at the schedule and kind of take it. We'll make a plan to take it a day at a time as we go through it.
Yeah, of course, because it's Friday and we haven't started that plan yet.
No.
But we'll let you know as soon as we'll make that plan.
Yeah. We're going to make a plan, but take it day at a time.
Okay. What are we reading into Sheldon Keefe with that comment? Because that is just avoiding any type of commitment to Samsonov. That's what I got out of that clip.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
What would be the point in avoiding that commitment at this point of the season?
Well, how about having a lousy training camp? And how about not being ready to start the season at home against a team we expect to not make the playoffs? How about that as a reason? Mid.
I wonder if there is not some little piece of Sheldon Keefe that was tired of holding his tongue in past years about guys and not being critical. Like, he went out there last year, and if anyone played bad, he went out there and defended them, to the end of the earth. And I'm curious this season if maybe we'll see stuff like this where it's like, what am I going to hand it to Samsonov for? What is the point in that? Why not let him know?
Well,
we don't know.
Maybe this is exactly what you're talking about, and it's not necessarily what you said, but it's what you're not saying.
Mm-hmm. Right. Is that we're looking for more. He needs to earn it, for us to say it's just going to be his.
So
they're going to go with him tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, it's confirmed starter.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Samsonov's already confirmed
starter tomorrow night.
But he won't give it the vote of confidence when he was asked.
Game 2, I love it.
To me, if he's confident, he goes, well, I mean, Samsonov's our starter. He's our starting goalie. We're going to treat him like a starting goalie.
I'll tell you, he did that for Matt Murray last year this time.
100%
Okay. It was not even
loved him.
Questioned. And I fully supported it last season because one guy won Stanley Cups, and I don't care if it was like 5 years ago.
He'd been there.
And the other guy was a former first rounder that the Washington Capitals didn't even qualify to retain his rights. They actually walked him out the door and said, we're not interested anymore.
So that made sense. Yeah. It is a good, we talked earlier about it being a meritocracy and how Fraser Minton just kept playing himself into lineups. I'd like to see the goalie position work like that this year. Not necessarily win and you're in, because Samsonov gave up 5 goals and wasn't very good the other night. But I think you give him the leash early, get a couple of games, whatever, and at a certain point, maybe it's November, whoever's playing well is going to play.
If this thing bounces back and forth.
What are they going to do if Samsonov's not a starter?
Okay. That's exactly like it's in theory, it sounds like it's competitive and it's a good thing, what you just mentioned. But if we're having these types of conversations in December or January, there won't be enough time for Samsonov or even Wall to convince people that you're the guy that's now going to lead this team to a Stanley Cup this season.
Here's the problem. If Samsonov is not, so I have an article today on Sportsnet. It's about the what ifs for the Leaf season. After one game, just what if. And one of the what ifs is what if Samsonov is not the guy. There's no scenario to me. Let's say Joseph Woll is a .925 save percentage guy over 30-some games this year. There's still no way to me they would say he's our starting goalie in playoffs. No disrespect to the person at all, just that he's a 23-year-old rookie. And you're going to hinge this whole Leafs thing, everything they've built on a guy who hasn't been there, hasn't played in those games, played in one game in the playoffs. But if Samsonov's not the guy, they're going to end up getting another guy. Are they not?
Well, 25, by the way.
25 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
They would have to. And, hey, Martin Jones may be their best goaltender in training camp.
But it was in training camp.
You'll never think that he would be an answer. Like you'd be nuts to think that he would
weird,
be an answer.
though. Like Jones has been a guy in the league before. He could be an answer.
No.
I know. I feel
he could be an answer for stints, and he can plug a hole maybe for a couple of
He
weeks.
was great for the Kraken last year for like a month, and then it kind of went sour.
And listen, there's a long list of serviceable NHL goaltenders, including James Reimer, who's in Detroit, that can play that window. But give him the definitive, you're our guy, and it changes for these guys between the years.
You know, one of the worst things, I think, for a lot of teams is that they can point at the last two Cup champions and go, well, it was Grubauer. Grubauer won. Like, who was he? And it's Aiden Hill. You don't need a guy. You just need someone who's okay. And then you go back farther, and it's Vasilevsky, Marc-Andre Fleury. Like, I'm concerned that teams think that goaltending's the new running back in the NFL, where you just kind of need one who can kind of do it, where it probably deserves a little bit more respect as a position than that.
Well, if we think we're going to get Philip Gustafsson coming off a shutout, 40-plus saves, 41 saves last night in their 2-0 win, it's a pretty big challenge for Samsonov, 200 feet away.